Thank you for tuning in to Macroview Television and welcome to a brand new edition of Taiwan Outlook, the program that presents the people and their stories on Taiwan. I'm your host, Rui Guo. Catholicism is one of the major religions in Taiwan, and every year many foreign missionaries will come to Taiwan to help the people in need. On today's program, we're delighted to have a Catholic father who has been in Taiwan for over 26 years. And he is Father Khohi Mbwi, who's originally from the Republic of Congo, who has been in Taiwan for over 26 years and is currently the parish priest of the Assumption Church in the永和district of New Taipei City. Father, welcome to the program.
My pleasure.
All right, it's truly a delight to have you on the program today. And Father Khohi, I'm going to ask you first, why did you decide to come to Taiwan some 26 years ago from the Republic of Congo? You know, can you give us some of the reasons and factors?
Yeah, of course, yes. I belonged to the religious community called CICM.
CICM.
And
yes.
They are located here in Taipei.
Good.
And Taichung, these two cities.
All right.
So before coming here, we had to learn first about philosophy, theology.
Yes.
And before you become a priest, you make a choice, whether you go to another country or you stay in your hometown.
Okay.
And we were asked to make a choice between Taiwan, Japan, and the United States. It was like a chance that I was chosen to be one of the person who were supposed to come to Taiwan. And at that time, I was one of the three we came here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And tell me, when you first arrived in Taiwan, then also I suppose before coming to Taiwan, you never even been to Asia or Taiwan for that matter.
Before coming to Taiwan, I used to live in Singapore.
Oh, Singapore, okay.
So the first time that I came here, I was surprised.
You were surprised?
Yeah, you have a cultural shock. People want to talk to you.
Yes.
But you don't know how to request or to reply because most of the people talk to us in Chinese and Taiwanese, the two languages.
Okay.
So it was like a shock because you don't understand what is going on. You see people smiling at you, and you want to smile, but you don't know how to say, how to reply, you know. And we used to live for 2 years in Guanren Zhongxue, that is located in Banqiao, I think. So, you know, a culture shock is that you have to learn everything from the very beginning, like to get to used to the Chinese food, to get to used to the language and to the local people. It took time, really.
All right. I would suppose, in addition to food, the language. You know, the barrier.
That's the biggest challenge, the language.
How did you overcome that barrier, and also how did you learn both Mandarin Chinese and also Taiwanese dialects in the last 26 years?
First of all, we were asked to go to the Taiwanese Language Center, which is located on Zhongshan North Road, Section 1, number 2.
All right.
So this is especially for foreigners who want to learn Taiwanese. So we didn't have any choice because we even didn't know what was the difference between Mandarin and Taiwanese. So, we didn't have any choice, and then we went to school. And we realized finally that the Taiwanese language has 8 tones. It goes like this. Ah, 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 like this. So the problem was we had many questions about the Taiwanese language. Is it the way the people here talk? Just every day. But yeah, it took time. And we were that language center for a year. So our superiors found that it was maybe good for us to be dispersed in other part of Taiwan. Then I was asked to go to Zhanghua. where I stayed for 3 months. Then I came back to Taipei.
All right.
So the only language I had to use here at that time was like practicing Taiwanese. So it took me, I think, 7 years to get really used to that language.
It is a very difficult dialect.
Yeah.
And by the way, Father, how did you find the ways through friends or through people at your church to try to assimilate into Taiwanese society? Because we already talked about the language is difficult, and also the food is probably a cultural shock to you as well. How did you assimilate?
One thing is that people are friendly.
Okay.
When you speak the local language and you make mistakes, people don't laugh at you.
No.
They don't rush to correct you, but they take you little by little. They are so friendly.
Okay.
And speaking about the culture itself, until now, I'm still learning the culture. Still now.
You're very
I think I will keep
Yes.
learning it till the end of my life if I stay here.
Okay.
Very difficult to make a first choice.
Okay.
To get to be used to the food, the local food here.
Yes.
It is a little bit different from what we have in Congo, right?
Of course.
And if you think about the food here as it is, very difficult. We have many choices. I'm speaking about the first time I went out to buy the lunchbox. The first time, that was in Panchao. And my experience was like this. I had 1,000 NT at that time, 26 years ago.
That was a lot of money.
Yes, but I didn't know the value. I was given the money, and they said to me, go out and buy the lunchbox. So I went to buy the lunchbox because you make a choice. Oh, I want this one, I want this one. And then after that, I took my lunchbox. Then I went back.
You didn't get change.
So the priest was in charge, asked me, so where is the rest of the money?
Yes.
I said, the money? Which money? I said, I gave you 1,000.
Yes.
And to buy just a lunchbox, so the rest of the money, the change. So I don't know. So I went back again to ask for that money. The problem is that I did not know the value of 1,000 NT.
Yes.
Very difficult.
Yes.
So it took time, really.
Of course.
Yeah.
But Father, since coming to Taiwan some 26 years ago, you have traveled and lived and worked in many parts of the island.
Yes.
For example, you have been to Wufeng.
Yes.
You have been to Nantun.
Yes.
You have also been to Puli.
Right.
And now you're back in永和.
Yes.
All right. And of all these places that you travel and stayed, what is the overall impression that you have about Taiwan and about the people?
The first part that I had before when I was in Wufeng, it is a little bit a countryside.
Yes.
The people were curious to see a black man living there.
Probably never seen one before.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
So you get a chance to meet the people on the street.
Yes.
And you go shopping. And also you have the traditional market around, and you go, you do some shopping, you buy some things, and the people are curious, they ask questions.
Yes.
But it was also, for me, an opportunity to improve my language skill. So then it happened that the biggest earthquake that I've experienced since I'm here happened when I was in Wufeng. And it went worse because we had to rebuild the church, and we didn't have money, and you had to go across and ask for the people to come over and give some help. I remember that I was on the streets in the front of the church selling fruits, right, just to make some money. And I was in Wufeng for 11 years.
All right.
And then I came to Taichung, Nantun.
Yes.
I had again a biggest challenge. The land property of the church had to be maybe cut in two parts.
Yes.
One for the construction company who wanted to confiscate the land, as you know the story on the website.
Yes.
So it was very difficult. But finally, we had a chance to recuperate almost the most part that we wanted of that land. And I came again. Now I'm back to Taipei. This is another experience because Taipei changed.
Yes,
all this time, more than 20 years, it changed. Yes.
Okay. So, and we're going to pick up on the experience that you had in Nantun a little later in the program.
Okay.
But, Father, I want to ask you, a particular episode when you were in Wufeng. A lot of people came up to you, like you said, they probably never saw a person of dark skin before.
Yes.
And they mistakenly thought that you were a migrant worker.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and
sure.
Did you find such a reaction impolite? Was it something that might have, changed your perception about Taiwan, about the people?
People are curious, and myself, I'm curious.
Okay.
It happened that somebody was passing by,
yes,
and I was sweeping the floor, and then he saw me sweeping the floor, and they came closer to me. I said, "Hi, how are you?" I say, "I'm fine." So, what do you do for life? I said, "Okay, I do like this one."
Okay.
So, how much money you get a month? I say, "Yeah, maybe it depends on what the church gives us." I say, "Okay, I have a friend of mine. If you come to my place, you can get more than that."
Okay.
Then I said to him, "Yeah, I need some people to come here to help me because I'm the boss of this place." So we were laughing. But the impression that I had is that when people are curious, let them know who you are.
Okay.
Okay? So, and maybe you feel nervous, but it depends.
Okay.
But if you take it friendly, you take it easy, you can talk to the people at any time.
Okay. Father, I understand that you brought some posters with you, and the posters are related to your current work and responsibilities at the Assumption Church in永和District. Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about the posters?
Okay. My personal belief is that when we help a kid, we help the whole country, because the kids are the future of the church, not only the church, but the whole country.
Yes.
So since the earthquake that I've been talking about just a while ago, I get a feeling that as a priest, what I have to do is just to help the people, mostly the kids, who don't have a chance to live like others. So since then, maybe the Vatican has found that I have a chance to do it here in Taiwan. Then I've been given a responsibility which is called here Pontifical Mission Societies.
Yes. Okay.
This is a very, very big and hard task, because we have to raise the money for the kids in Taiwan and across the world. Okay. And this money has to be given to the people who are in need everywhere. And it is like for Taiwan, I'm the only one representative here.
Okay.
And I only have to give a report once a year to the Vatican.
Okay.
So we have a slogan.
Our passion,
their future. Their future.
Very good.
This is something in Chinese I translated like 我们的热情 他们的未来
Yes.
So we do this. I was working in Puli, in Wufeng, and now I'm back to Taipei.
Yes.
I still have the same passion for the kids, because there are some kids who don't get a chance to go to school.
Okay. Yes.
So to raise money for them, we send this envelope to the, good guys, good people who are willing to help the people around them. And every cent that has been given, every coin that has been given, will be really set up for the future for the kids. First of all, here in Taiwan, and then later on in some other parts of the world. Okay. But as a member of the church, I have to listen to the leaders here in Taiwan, and later on, they are the one to decide how much money they have to send to Rome to help the kids elsewhere, and how much money they have to save here in Taiwan to help the kids. Right. So I'm going around. I started already here in the city, in Taipei, and I will be going across Taiwan to raise that money. I have no fear, I have no shame, but I will do it because it will help the kids. That's it.
Good. All right. And Father, let's talk a little bit about your experiences in Taiwan in the last 26 years. First, last year in 2 years ago, in 2014, you were given the permanent resident status by our government. And let me ask you, it's not something that happens every day. What was going through your mind? And what were your reactions to receiving such a status? Please.
I was honored, first of all, and pleased to be part of this nation.
Okay.
First of all, because most of the time I forget that I'm a foreigner. I forget. I really forget that I'm a foreigner. I have some reactions or when I respond to the people, and I even dream. When I dream,
yes,
I find myself I speak Chinese in my dream. So why did I apply to have a permanent residence here? Because it is legal.
Yes.
First of all, you get to know the people, you find them friendly, and help you. Secondly, because we will have to travel. I'll travel abroad. And most of the time, when you go, you have to check the immigration.
Yes.
And sometimes to avoid all these problems. First of all, because we have been involved almost in the daily life of the nation.
Okay.
And my contribution is a little bit, I think not so big. But I feel myself part of this nation.
Yes.
And I try to do my best not to harm anyone here. Most of all, I think first of all to help the people. And I think that I don't help the people. These are the people who help me. So I keep learning. And I was honored to be selected and be given the permanent resident. When I received it, I was so honored. I think I was honored, and I thank the people around me, my friends, those who helped me, and mostly the government, really, and the people in charge.
All right. Sure. And we're honored to have you in Taiwan for the last 26 years. Yeah. Let's also talk about another experience, and I believe that was probably your first earthquake experience ever. That was back in September of 1999.
Yes.
And when a huge earthquake, a devastating earthquake, struck Taiwan.
Yes.
Particularly in the central part of the island.
Yes.
You know, that's where you were located at the time.
Yes.
And you were also a victim.
Yeah.
But you went around helping a lot of people who have lost all their properties, they have lost all their, relatives, home, food, and everything. That you went around helping them. Can you tell us that what was going through your mind at the time when you were devastated, by the earthquake itself, but also you were able to help others?
Okay, it happened that night, I saw that the church didn't collapse, but the people were living in the front.
Okay.
Okay, I saw almost 3 buildings, 5-floor buildings gone down. And the people were, cut in, and those who were outside didn't have anything, and there was no light.
Okay.
So I thank God because I was alive. For me, it was not earthquake. I thought that it was like a bomb,
Oh, okay.
I
never experienced one before?
Never.
No.
But when I came out, I could see so many people sitting there. You don't have. At that time, I think it was so devastating that you didn't have time to talk to anybody. But you think about, first of all, to think of yourself and what to do to the people. When it was daytime, we went around first of all, I saw so many dead bodies on the floor.
Okay.
And I rushed back to the church.
Okay.
Looking at the people and looking at myself. And what we decided to do here was where to get the food for the people. And, at that time, you didn't have water. You didn't have electricity.
No.
No telephone. And that time, we didn't have mobile phone,
No.
like now.
Yeah.
So you don't know. You're cut from other part of Taiwan, even from other part of my family.
Okay.
And the most touching thing was that you see the kids, they have nothing to do, no water. And they keep asking, what happened?
Yes.
So you ask yourself the same question.
Yeah.
But you see the kids going around, you don't know what to do for them. So they were first help in the afternoon. Then we tried to go around and help the people, because myself, I was not injured.
No. Okay. And Father, another experience that you had was a little closer in time. That was back in 2009 when Taiwan was struck with a Morocco typhoon.
Yes.
And then you at the time, even though a lot of people were concerned about your well-being, that you drove a Jeep, which was donated by others. You drove a Jeep in central and southern Taiwan to help the people in need.
Yes.
And what motivated you? I mean, at the time, a lot of the other NGOs were involved in the relief process, but you were just by yourself, essentially. And what motivated you?
I think my motivation comes from the people of Taiwan.
Okay.
You are very good guys. And most of the time when there is something like the earthquake, you see all the people, they become very friendly and try to help each other.
Yes.
So I was like just a window to bring these people's love to other parts of the central part of Taiwan, like Jia and others. I think I didn't have anything.
Okay.
But you have lovely people who want to help. But you don't know what to do. So I went to find my friend. I said, hey, can I use your Jeep?
Yes.
And I tried to find out what is happening there. He said, no, don't go. It is very difficult. I said, I will try. Okay. So a friend of mine came with me, and we just went down there. It was very difficult. I couldn't imagine. Yeah. When you go there and you see the whole village disappeared. Yeah. You hear some stories, and there was like a red flag somewhere. I wanted to see what was it. And a lady came to me. She told me, don't go there. I said, why? People are down there. From last night, people are just buried down there. Don't go there. So when we came back, we decided to do something. Okay. Because there was a man. Don't forget that man. And he became my friend. Right. He just came to me and said, if you can find some vegetables for us, that's what we want here. So we went back, and I was in the newspaper. Yes. And I asked for some help. And we had so many things. Okay. Really, we had what we wanted.
Okay. Father, we've covered your experiences, your stories in September 21st earthquake and also Typhoon Morocco in 2009. Right. Let's talk next about the incident involving Church's land when you were stationed in Nantun, Taichung City. And then this is a fight that very few people would imagine a foreign missionary would go without the assistance of a lawyer and fight for the land on his own. Can you tell us first, why did you do that? What motivated you? And second, how did that experience teach you about the people, about the island of Taiwan?
Some years ago, bought that land legally.
Okay.
And when I went there was a parish priest, a local, who was already 93 years old. Yes. So he's the one who told me, keep the land. And if you have that ability in the future to build a new church in here, that will be the blessing from God.
Okay.
And also, because that part of land was legally bought by the church, it belongs to the church.
Yes.
And until now, I believe so. Nobody has the right to confiscate what doesn't belong to him. So I went there. First of all, what I did was to see if that part of land belonged to the church, really, legally.
Okay.
It was legally bought, means it belonged to the church.
Okay.
So I don't know anything about politics.
No.
I didn't know anything about construction. But my idea is that, okay, it belongs to the church. So we went to the city government there to talk about it, and I found out that there was something going down there, you know.
All right.
So when you talk to a group of people will tell you that they do the same thing, they are co-workers, but they talk differently, and you find that their thought go in different direction.
Yes.
So you find out that something is wrong. First of all, because one of them said that they decided to tear the church down the same year in June 18. Okay? And the second one said they are going to tear the church, right, at the end of the year.
Okay.
So there was like a miscommunication. That was my starting point. I say, why do you talk about the same thing but for different time? Why? They didn't explain. Okay. And I went to find the bishop. I say, I find something is wrong here. Okay. We have to find out. And we finally found out that there was something going on. I don't accuse anybody. No. But they know that I'm talking from the bottom of my heart, and I'm speaking truly what happened. There was a kind of cheating going there. I don't match my words, and it is true because we had a purpose, and we followed. But you know, when you have a group of people with you, you know, who stand up for the same cause, and then you think you have a second thought about it. Not only the church, but there are people around Taiwan. Yes. And mostly in that part, we have also land problems, as we have. And we try to find them, to talk to them, you know. Yes. And I remember that there was a man, we had a small part of property, you know, like 100 pin. And at night, people drove trucks with garbage, and they dropped it. They dump on that part of land. Okay. And the next morning, it was in the news. And we went, we saw it, we came back as a church and said, no, we have to do something. Yes. We have to do something. And we started looking for what? The evidence. Yes. You just don't say that people cheat you, but you have to prove it. Of course. So we had evidence that something was going on. All right. And finally, they brought us to court, and we brought them to court. Okay, all right. So it went up to 4 years, 5 years, and finally the High Court came up with like a judgment. They said that what the government and the constructor did was wrong. They have to restart the process and let us know what was going on. But by any chance, the local church decided that we had to talk to them. Okay. And finally, what we have now in our hands is that we recuperate that land. All right. But it was a little bit moved on the other side. But we have what we asked for until now. Terrific. Yeah.
And next, I'm going to ask you, Father, about the, your relationship with the indigenous people, especially with the indigenous children, about their education. My information here tells me that you had an indigenous girl who did a part-time job at your church.
Yeah.
And in return, that you will pay for her tuition all the way until she graduates from university. Can you share with us that story?
Okay. I always think that myself, I'm indigenous in the Democratic Republic of the Congo.
Okay.
Because we don't have people from other side. Our ancestors were born there, and we live there.
Okay.
And I believe that I'm indigenous. So speaking about indigenous here in Taiwan, I find myself in them.
Okay.
First of all, the life that I had before when I was a little boy, until now. And I think that I was a little boy, you know, I didn't have comfort. I lived in the countryside.
Okay.
I had to go to school on bike or maybe on foot.
Okay.
And I didn't have the comfort that we have now.
Okay.
Right? So I find myself in them. And there was a student, I mean, a girl that I found that she was so smart. She needed to study, but she didn't have money. And maybe the family life, her family, collapsed. So as she belonged to the church, we have a responsibility to help her. And I came up like, you can call her, or you can call me godfather.
Yes.
I was like a godfather. And personally, I decided to spend a little bit of my tuition, a little bit of money that I received for her tuition. She was blessed to have, like, not me, but the people across Taiwan.
Okay.
Because most of the people read her story.
Yes.
And some of the people who read the story stood up and tried to help.
Okay.
Until she graduated from the university.
Yes.
And now she's working. And she has a slogan. She has to pay back.
Okay.
Her payback is like, if she finds somebody who is maybe a kid who is like she was before, she will not refrain from helping.
Okay.
Well, this is what she does now.
Yes. Not only that, you know, some people look at you as a godfather, a lot of people call you chocolate father.
Yes.
You know, because all the assistance that you provide to the indigenous children. Can you then describe your relationship with the indigenous children? You know, you help them with tutorials, with education, with tuition. How do you describe the relationship?
I think that nobody will accept that in a country like Taiwan, where you find almost everything, that some people are left behind. Nobody will accept it.
No.
Okay? So as a person who has been living here for a certain time, I will never accept that some kids be left behind. And mostly those who live in the mountain areas. They are beautiful, really beautiful, and they need some help. They have to go to school. What is good for Taiwan is that you find schools everywhere. We don't have it in Congo. Here in Taiwan, if a kid doesn't go to school, you have to say why. And if the parents don't let the kid go to school, they have to be ready to explain why. But in the Congo, whether a kid goes to school or not, it depends. Okay. So in a very developed country like Taiwan, as I can call, we will never accept that some kids be left behind. Now, what do? I'm not a teacher. I'm not good at math. I'm not good at nothing.
All right.
Right? But I try to find people who can do it. And people are so motivated to do. Like what? Actually, I'm working with a team that I found on the internet to buy some ukulele for the kids. Right? Because I believe that when I see Taiwanese singers, the people like playing music, right?
Yes.
Yeah, some of them, they were also kids.
All right.
And from then, if we give the kids a chance of playing guitars or maybe playing drums or something, we never know.
Yes. They may excel
sure.
in things,
so
certainly.
If you go to Huli, Zhongyuan, Zhongzhen, all this part of Nantou, I've distributed the ukulele, and they do it. And we tried also with the Catholic Foundation, what is called Puai Chimwe, for the tutor school at night.
All right.
This, we work with the university students, and mostly like in central part of Taiwan.
Yes.
When you are located in Wufeng, you will work with students from Ocean University and Taoyang University.
Yes.
And if you're in Taichung City, you will work with a student from Fengjia University and Donghai University, and also Lingdong University.
Yes.
So with students, it's okay. Because when they do it, they will never ask to be paid back. No,
okay,
never.
Good. All right. Father, we were talking about your relationship with the indigenous people, particularly children, over education. You offer them tutorials, you give them part-time jobs in exchange to pay for their tuition all the way through university. And we also understand that you form a medical treatment group to provide the core healthcare services for the indigenous people. Can you then tell us a little bit about, what were some of the thinking that went into the formation of this medical treatment group?
Okay. Something came to my mind.
Yes.
Because I watch the news, I read the newspaper, I go on the internet, I think. I see what Taiwan is doing right here in Taiwan and outside.
All right.
So I find two critical times.
Okay.
First of all, this is in winter here in Taiwan. There are a broad of students going overseas to help people in different countries.
Yes.
And the second time is summertime. They do the same. Now, what happens is, before students leave Taiwan to go abroad to help, to do some social works in different countries, they raise money. And I can't believe that in a matter of 2 months, 3 months, then they raise like $1 million NT, and they go abroad for 2 weeks. And when they come back, this money is gone.
Yes.
Right? So they have to wait until summer, or maybe they don't go again, and this money is gone in smoke. Then I found a doctor, Mr. Zhang. I said, okay, you're doing very well. You raise money, you go to Africa to help people, and then there are teams going to Brazil, to other part of China, India, and that. This is good. It's good for the country, it's good for the students. But how about here? Here in Taiwan, there are so many people who need your help. And you don't do it.
No.
You spend so much money outside there, and the people who are living here in Taiwan will need your help.
Yes.
Don't you see them? Then he said to me, yeah, you just tell me where they are.
Okay.
Then I say, okay, give me a chance, I will find them. So we made a team of doctors from different religion backgrounds.
Okay.
These are good people. And I say, okay, first of all, we set up something like, how about the street people? Do they need medical help?
Okay.
Then I say, where are you going to find them? I say, let me find them.
Okay.
I will find them. And we've been going around, and I'm so grateful to these people who would like to do it. And this team of doctors here in Taiwan, they do it regularly, almost every month now.
Okay.
We go not only for the street people, and we have been trying to let the city government be involved, being involved in this work, and they are. Okay. And now we're trying to do something just for the local people, and not almost thinking about what is going outside Taiwan. No, we stay here, and if you spend some money here, you help your local people. Why not?
Yes.
And now what they do is, okay, they can ask maybe local people, if you want to have your haircut, you just come to that team. You get your haircut for free charge.
Okay.
Okay. What went in my mind is don't spend money outside if you can do something good here.
Yes.
That's my starting point.
Also have a lot of needs for medical services in Taiwan.
Sure.
A lot of people cannot afford them. Yes.
It works out.
Yes,
okay.
Terrific.
Okay.
And next, I'm going to ask you, Father, about the recognition that you are one of the special, model father in the year 2011.
Okay.
That's recognized by the city of Taichung. It must have come across as a very big, pleasant surprise to you. Could you share with us that experience?
I was touched by some also pictures that I see on the news.
Yes.
You have some, young mom keeping their babies who are maybe screaming.
Okay.
And some other moms who don't work.
Okay.
After university, they get married. They don't work because, nobody takes care of their kids.
No.
And you have some new moms who just in the morning, they jump on their bikes or may drive, they go to work, and nobody takes care of their kids.
No.
So this is Taiwanese life because you work every time. But when you go to the end of the week, on weekends, this is terrible. Okay, my starting point was for the people who go to the night market. These young families will go to the night market to sell something.
Okay.
They try to get ready about 3 p.m. on Saturday. The problem is nobody takes care of their kids.
No.
And when they go to the night market, they spend more time over there until maybe midnight.
Okay.
So how about the kids? You see? They are working for the kids, right?
Yes.
They get money for the kids, but when the kids are home, nobody takes care of them.
Yes.
It came to my mind like a thunder. And I said to myself, why don't we do something as a church, right? Try to find whether there are in our neighborhood some people who do the same thing, but we have kids and nobody cares about them. Then we ask that, okay, if you have little kids, just bring them to the church on Saturday morning. We will keep them until maybe later on, 6 p.m.
All right.
So the people ask us whether they have to pay money.
Yeah.
How about the living expense and this? I say, okay, this is something simple. Let the church do it. But here in Taiwan, when somebody sends his kid to maybe any activity, they will always try to pay because they don't want to be ashamed that the kids are there.
Of course.
Right? So I try to do it, and I find it really, I can say, a very good experience because people could recognize it.
Of course.
And it became like everybody's responsibility.
Okay.
You take care of me, and I take care of you. So
yes.
Whenever I was out, I didn't, over the 6 years that I had in Nantun,
yes,
no doorkeeper. No.
No. Good. All right.
My doorkeepers are the neighbors. That's all.
Okay. That's
so
wonderful.
You open the door means you open your heart.
Yes.
When you open your heart, the doors are open and the people come in.
Yes.
You just make friends. That's all.
Father, the final question I'm going to ask you is, you have been in Taiwan for 26 years, ever since 1989. And how has this experience changed you as a person, as a Catholic father? And also, how, in your eyes, how has Taiwan changed in the last 26 years? Please.
I've changed a lot. First of all, physically. Right? Yeah. From my heart, I changed a lot because I've been listening.
Okay.
And I've been taught.
Yes.
And I've learned so much from the people.
Okay.
I have my temper. I have my hobbies.
Yes.
And I have my personal attitude.
Yes.
But being with the people, I learned a lot. First of all, I learned to be a good listener. what I didn't, I was not before.
Okay.
Right? I accept that everyone is a good guy. Right?
That's nice.
And I learned that don't judge the people from outside.
Yes.
Or the outlook they have. Maybe impression is not good.
No.
Until you know the
Cover
person.
the true person.
I believe that I'm a part of this country. I believe. This is my conviction.
Yes.
And if you ask me whether Taiwan have changed, a lot.
Okay. In what ways?
And surprisingly.
Okay.
I just cannot believe that in a matter of more than 20 years, a country has changed like this one.
Okay.
Imagine that I took part at the inauguration of the Taipei train station.
Yes.
I was there.
Okay.
Right? And now, you just cannot believe. Look at Taichung City. Yes. Look at Kaohsiung and Taipei. It goes fast. I just don't understand, you know? Yes. It changed a lot. And what I like about Taiwan is freedom of free speech.
Yes. Of course.
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
This is surprising.
Yes.
Yeah, the people express themselves.
Yeah.
Whatever they say. And I learned something else, that if you say something about someone, you have to prove it.
Yes.
If you don't know, shut up.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I think that one thing that will never change, Father, is your love for Taiwan and also the love that you receive from the people of Taiwan towards you.
And what will never change, is my faith.
Oh, no. You are already a member, a very important member of the big Taiwan family.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for being a very special guest on our program today. I want to wish you and the church all the best in the future.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Thank you for watching our program today. I'll see you next time on Microview Television. Thank you.